What's up, music fans of the internet? I'm Kevin.
I'm Derek.
And together we are last week's album, The Only Reviews with Two Different Views. And in this episode, we're talking about the new album by Bo DePeña called Crash My Car and exploring the big question, what happens when country and blues play chicken? Cheers, everyone, and Derek.
Cheers, Kevin, and everyone.
Little background on Bo DePeña. First up, full disclosure, we know Bo. Secondly, he is a singer-songwriter originally from Laredo, Texas. He's lived in Austin and New York. He describes his style as folk, Americana, country. This is his second album after his 2014 debut, There's No Way Out of Here, which we reviewed right here at last week's album. This one, like his others, is co-produced with Charlie Kramsky, who's worked with Paul McCartney and Ray LaMontagne. So let's talk about what it sounds like. Derek, what do you think?
I think it sounds like adventurous, witty country music a la Todd Snyder and Hayes Carll.
Yeah. I think it sounds like Pat Green, Todd Snyder, and Townes Van Zandt pile into an old Ford pickup. Let's move on to highlights, Derek.
Highlights from a track perspective: Crash My Car, Our Suburban Home, and Cocaine and Jesus. Crash My Car, I really liked the story. I really liked the part where the main character gets cut up by glass and as the instruments abruptly stop, cutting up the melody, as it were. Our Suburban Home features jangly acoustic guitar riff. At one point he says, well, if there ain't a thing I got that my neighbor ain't got, there ain't no wars and nobody gets shot. That line right there just kind of reminded me of a Todd Snyder line. And ultimately, in the story, it kind of reaches a climax where the main character is looking for a new way to make livelihood, send his kids through college, and ends with him answering an officer, "No, sir, there's no one else in here," imitating illegal immigration. And lastly, Cocaine and Jesus. The opening lyric here, I really liked it. Cocaine and Jesus are the two things that make up this town. From the lines on the faces to the lines on the mirror we found. Really kind of sparse instrumentally, but it really focuses attention on the lyrics, which are fantastic here.
I also enjoyed Crash My Car. I thought it was a great intro to the record, and it's this sort of whimsical, imaginative tune with some really great orchestration. Who Will Bring You Whiskey, I thought, is a great male-female duet with Hartley Hall, sort of this sassy spat between two fighting lovers. Could have easily been recorded by Johnny and June back in the day. It sounds just like them in a really good way. I also agree on Cocaine and Jesus, Derek. I thought it was a dark, slow waltz with some very interesting characters and some great one-liners. All right, let's move on to lowlights.
The only potential lowlight was Change Your Mind, and that was only because it was right before Cocaine and Jesus. But really, it was a great song, fantastic rhythm, kind of a poppy boot scooting number there. It's a very strong lowlight, if you will. It was more just where it was, delaying the gratification that was Cocaine and Jesus.
I also thought Making My Way Back to You and Change Your Mind, to me, they seem like they could be anybody's song. I much prefer the songs where Bo has this clear, unique POV. Most of them do, but those two in particular, I thought didn't feel unique to me, per se. Let's move on to overall rating and answering the big question, what happens when country and blues play chicken? Derek, what do you think?
Kevin, answer the big question. I think you get enthralling stories and moving musical moments. I really dug this album. I think Bo shows some significant strides here as a songwriter. A lot of the ones we touched on earlier I thought were very engaging from a story perspective. They drew you in. I thought this was a really strong album. Giving this one a 5 out of 5.
Dang. Nice. We'll agree for the most part. Rating-wise, I thought Bo's voice is a force to be reckoned with. It's powerful and captivating. There's a lot of great energy on this album. Even the slow numbers draw you in and hold your attention. And I think Bo is really coming into his own as a band leader in particular. All the elements from guitar to fiddle to drums are arranged together really, really nicely on this record. And stylistically, I think he leans on country and blues, even a little rock, appropriately. Instead of trying to mash all those things into one song, he will lean on the strengths of each genre within songs, which I think is refreshing this day and age. So, what happens when country and blues play chicken? I think they kind of like Crash, but still they're like their own steel cages of music, all in their own right. They don't really sort of fuse, right? If that makes any sense.
Steel cages of music. Great new band name, by the way.
Yes, I like that. I also think you can hear how much Bo has grown since his last album. I think great things are in store for him. Overall, I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. So, combined with Derek's, that is a 9 out of 10 for Crash My Car by Bo DePeña. Definitely check out this record and let us know what you think about it. And don't forget to subscribe to us here at Last Week's Album, either on the YouTube channel or the podcast. And as always, we are Last Week's Album. I'm Kevin.
I'm Derek.
Cheers, guys. We'll see you next time.